I made a fortune trading this simple strategy. Would you like to trade without stress? Would you like to make a fortune trading a simple strategy instead of a major, complicated, out-of-whack, strange strategy? I've been using this strategy for 30 years. It's worked for me. It'll probably work for you. It's just my idea, and I'm trying to get it out there so that people can understand that trading is not straightforward, that you can't just take $100 and turn it into $1 million in a week, that this takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of work. So guys, come into the office with me today and let me go and show you how this simple strategy works. Today, I'm going to show you in the charting how my strategy works, how it goes, and what's the best way to trade it and that sort of thing. I normally show everybody this in just about every video. I think it never gets old, does it? You've got to figure it out. You've got to figure it out for yourself, but it's not in the system. It's all about managing your risk. It's all in the risk, and it's all in the fear that's built into us, and how we struggle to trade and how we struggle to get those emotions sorted out. It's Coffee with Rob, so we're going to have some coffee. Big schlub, big cup of coffee, man. It's all about understanding how to manage that risk, how to look after yourself and not take a big loss. Is what people tend to do when they're trading is when they're taking a loss, they tend to add to the trade and they tend to try and hedge it down, or they try to get back to a zero. Or while you believe that might work for you, it's the big one that's going to take you out. You've got to take a small loss, get out and add to your winners, add more to your winning trades, not your losing trade. That's where you make the mistake. People are telling you to hedge your bets, and that's a mistake, because the minute you do that and a trade doesn't recover, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And while you're doing that, and this is something that people don't think about, the more you do that, the more money that you've got tied up in that trade. You just leave money tied up into this big, massive losing trade, and you use that money in a more profitable trade. That's another issue that people don't look at. All this money is tied up in this losing trade. If it's gear trading, same thing, taking that gearing away from you. It's very difficult to get that gearing back. If you lose on that bigger scale, it's going to hurt you. It's going to take you a long time to recover from it. When you see it going to a loss and it goes to your stop loss, let your stop loss take it out and move on to the next trade. Move on. Don't get stuck behind those trades. As you guys know, I trade support and resistance, and that's my system because it makes it easy to manage your risk. Trading is risky, guys. 80% of traders lose money, and if you don't like losing money and you don't like risk, you probably shouldn't be trading. The thing is, what people don't understand is that if you take a trade, no matter what your system, no what you're doing, or what if you trade because the moon's full, if you trade because the stars are all aligned on the right, and you take this trade because you're assured that this is going to work, what you don't understand is it's a 50-50 chance. There's a 50% chance you're going to lose, and there's a 50% chance you're going to win. And that's how trading works. Doesn't matter what your system is. The reason for that is there's always a willing buyer and there's always a willing seller. No matter what you do, there's a willing buyer and a willing seller. How can these two both believe that the market's going to be on their side? It's going to be in their favor. You've got someone selling, you've got someone buying, and they both believe they're a winner. They both believe they're doing the right thing. How can that be? Because they both have a system that gives them an edge. And that's what it's all about, guys. It's all about understanding that you're up against another trader somewhere, or some other investor, or something to that kind of nature that's going to affect your trading. They want your money and you want their money. And it's as simple as that. So you're buying into something which is either going to go up or it's going to go down. And it's a 50-50 chance that it goes up or goes down. Once you understand that and you can manage your risk, you'll understand that if it's taking out the stop loss, you got it wrong. And if it's winning, you got it right. Add to that trade because you got it right. And it's probably going in that direction. The thing is, the fear factor is a big issue. When we have fear, it stops us from taking those trades. Let's talk about that a little bit more after we've looked at the charts. Can you make a fortune trading this simple strategy? Yes, you can. It's not that difficult. Let's choose a product. I mean, we haven't looked at the US 500 for a while. Let's go and have a look at that, see what it looks like. Just choose any old product. Ooh, tricky. It's on its way up. Look at that. Take it to the day. That's what we always do, take it to the day. And let's just go and have a look at what we've got here on the day chart, because it's really, really looking quite positive. Man, this is a lamp pole of note. Okay, so we're going to use trend here because it's really difficult to use our normal support and resistance systems. We do have a new support in there, and we'll just clean that up in a moment. But this is quite a trend running along this area here. Yep. And I wonder if we should just move that out a bit. Is it possible to do that? This stuff is rubbish, really. Annoying stuff. Anyway, let me remove that and just start again, guys. Start again, because it doesn't want to let me work. All right, so we'll leave it at that. I can't see another support top. So this isn't maybe the greatest of trades, but we are going to go back to the 4 hour. And we're going to go and have a look at what we have here. Let's see what we've got on the US 500. Support resistance. This one can come out now. We don't need this one anymore because it's gone past it, hasn't it? It was broken through what was resistance, and this is now support. But what you can see is here's some areas where you can actually trade. Look at that. That's an area that you could trade into if it comes back down. So if it comes back down to there, it's kind of a supply area, and you can trade out of there. That would be useful. That's a useful trade area. We've got this huge trend going up here, which we could look at. There's a smaller trend within the 4 hour that you could look at, which will probably come out in here. Yeah, the US 500, support and resistance. There's not much to trade at the moment. You've got to wait for the trades to come to you. If it comes down to this major resistance here, that'll probably be a good trade, which is at about 5510. 255. So around number 55 is a round number. Look for round numbers, guys. So I would wait for it to come down to this 5,500 and maybe trade off of that rather than trying to trade off of these higher levels up here. Guys, there's no resistance. It's clean and going up. Don't even go there. Let's have a look at a popular euro US dollar, see what that looks like. We haven't looked at that for a while. When last did I trade that? Wow, looks okay. There we go. Let's have a look here. Take this arrow out of here as well. We don't need that. And we are in this sort of level, so we can look at that. But where is your daily level on this? So we're going to have to go to the day chart. And if you go to the day chart, you can see, there's your main level down here. There's a big level at the bottom. So that is your main level. All right, so now you know that that's there. Oh, by the way, guys, when you're taking these levels, take it off the line chart because you get the closing prices right. Always look for the closing prices. That's where your best scenario is. Back to the candles here. Off the candles, let's just see. Let's go back to the 4 hour because we're trading on the 4 hour here to make it easier for you guys to see what's going on. So now there's your major resistance and there's your major support. This is more like a 4 hour support that we've drawn in here. But you could also look at, there's a gap here. There's a gap that it's going to fill. Now it's filled in. That filled that gap long ago, going up. Right, so not much to trade on this one either. You can look at a sort of trend here, carry on going long to the top. But I would wait till it gets to the resistance at the top here and then just take a short out of there. And that's where your trade will be. Let's have a look at something else. Euro, Great British Pound. Let's see if there's any trades in there. And here's a trade. Okay, so this one, what you're looking at is you've got your major support, you've got your major resistance, and as you know already, we get them from the daily levels. What you're waiting for here is for a green candle to come out of your support, and when the green candle comes out of your support, you're going to take this trade. This trade, if you took a trade from the green candle here, it would have gone long. But sometimes when you wait for the green candle, it comes back to retest and you get nervous and then you start freaking out. No need to do that. Goes back to retest, that's fine. I normally take it on the first closed green candle out of the resistance or support because sometimes it doesn't come back to retest and then you lose out on the trade anyway. And I just put my stop loss below that area and then I forget about it. I know I've paid my money for that trade. If it comes to stop loss, the trade is invalidated. I wouldn't take that trade anyway. I'd probably go the other way. If it comes back and it'll retest, it'll come back and retest and it will go. Whether you're trading on a 5 minute, whether you're trading on a 4 hour, whether you're trading on a 1 hour, a day, a weekly, it doesn't matter. It's just going to take longer in the 4 hour chart to go through this retest circuit and then go up than it would on, say, 5 minutes, for example, or a day. It would take longer. All you got to do is take the trade when you've got a confirmed green bar coming out of that area and then just leave it and if it hits your stop loss, then the trade's invalid. Simple as that. Don't get complicated. Don't look for the moon to turn white or the stars to be aligned or some ridiculous system that says, no, it must touch this 7 times before you take a long or whatever the case. No, just, guys, green bar out of the support, go. Red bar out of the resistance, go. it might come back, test it and go, it doesn't matter, because as long as your stop loss is over there, it's not going to matter anyway. You do have your money tied up in the trade, but you're confident the trade's going to work, and that's why you took the trade in the first place. You took the trade because you believed that that was a good trade. Look at this. You see, here's a good example. The red bar comes out, closes. Now you wait for a retest, and wow, the retest is over here somewhere. There's no point in waiting for that. You could have got into that short and taken all of that all the way down. You probably would have gone out somewhere around here. Maybe not. Maybe you would have waited till it gets even further. But that's your trade. Nice, big, straight down. That would have been a good short. Why would you wait for it to retest? There's your retest, and now it's going short again. But now you're hitting a major support level, which has been hit a number of times. Now, this is how you'd look at support levels or resistance levels. If you look left, you see it's hit it. It's kept on hitting this support level. And every single time that it hits this support level down here, what does it do? It goes out, it goes out, it goes out. Maybe not all the way, maybe not far, but it bounces and it goes up. So what do you think might happen next time? What do you think? Do you think it's going to break through, or will it bounce? There's a good chance, there's a more than 50% chance, in fact, there's probably a 70% chance that it'll hit support and go back up. The danger of this one is it has gone back and done a retest here. That could cost you. It could be problematic. But I would say if you get a nice green bar coming out of the support level, take the long trade. The long trade will take you up, and you can just add to it. If it gets to the middle here, just add to it and let it go all the way to the top here, and then take your profit. Simple as that. Not complicated. Don't overcomplicate it. Manage your risk. Stop loss. That's it. Put your stop loss below here. It's not really a stop loss, guys. It's an invalidation. If the price comes down to this level, this is not a trade that you would take on the day. Just step back and say, if I was going to get into this trade now, would I take this trade? No, I would wait for it to retest and go short. Why would I go long here? In other words, take your stop loss and get out, because you're in the wrong trade then. You've made a mistake, and it's simple. It's a 50-50 game. Whereas if it goes long and it works, you've made quite a decent sized long profit. So work out how much this trade is going to cost you. Work on that basis. And then if it doesn't cost you anything and it makes you a profit, you'll be elated. You'll be excited. So that's the charts. And let's get on with fear. How does fear affect your trading? And it affects it more than you can imagine. We've got an inbuilt fear, an inbuilt problem within our systems that affects us no matter what we do. It comes from the dawn of time. We have a fear of that losing emotion. That losing emotion is one of the strongest emotions that you can have. If you start losing, you start falling apart and making terrible mistakes. But it's a bit like when you start winning, you get that elation, you get that high, that like, I'm winning, nothing can touch me now, nothing can touch me. 2 or 3 trades later, guess what? It touches you and it really hurts you. And that emotion can be worse than the initial losing emotion. So if you start to take a loss, you have to blank it out. You have to learn to say, that's a loss, that's my stop loss. Think of it as buying a trade. Think of it as, if you're investing in something, this trade is going to cost me $50. That's it, right? I've paid my $50. If it loses, that's going to cost me $50. But if it wins, I'm going to make $150. So I'm going to win. That's great. But if you lose the 50, you paid the 50. So you've written that $50 off. Don't make it 100. Don't make it 150 now. Once you've already accepted that you're going to lose the 50, don't turn it into 100. Don't add another 50 to the loss. Just take the $50 loss, move on to the next trade, whatever the next trade will be. If your trade is in stop loss, it's most probably invalidated. It's an invalidated trade. Ask yourself this question when you want to add the other $50 to your stop loss. Ask yourself this question. If I looked at this trade right now from start and I wasn't in this trade, would I take this trade? If the answer is no, if there's a big no, I wouldn't touch this trade right now, then don't add to it, take the stop loss. If the answer is yes, if you look at the trade and it's showing you something else, if it's showing you that you could actually take a good trade here, and it's actually coming to a point where you should actually be trading it, then you can have a look at, okay, let's look at it as a new trade. We've lost that $50. We're going to invest another $50 into this trade, and I'm going to look at a new option for taking that trade. You can actually look at trades that way. As far as the system goes, guys, don't overcomplicate it. Don't listen to all those gurus telling you you're going to make $1 million over $100, because that's not going to happen. Try and keep it simple, keep it easy, keep it close to the heart. Don't get emotional. You've got to take your emotions out of your trading if you want to be successful. It's the only way that you're going to get it right. And I'm going to keep on harping on that. I'm going to keep on pushing on the videos. I'm going to keep on going for it, guys, over and over and over again, because it drives me nuts. So many people out there tell you can make so much money out of nothing, and you can't. Look, these guys give you good systems. You can learn from them. You can, when they show you in a video like I do how to trade, you can use those systems to trade. Just don't believe that you're going to make millions out of it, and understand that it's all in the head and it's all in the psychology, and you'll probably get there in the end. So with that, guys, it's Friday. It's a wonderful day. It's time to enjoy the weekend and get on with it. I am looking at adding another video to the sequence on the weekends. I've discussed it in my previous videos. Go and have a look at maybe looking at trades for you. We'll see how that goes and if we get into that or not. Thanks for watching. Till the next video, guys. Cheers. Thanks. Bye.